A displaced left turn interchange is similar to a typical four-way intersection, except the left turn lanes cross to the opposite sides of the roadway before reaching the intersection. Right turn only lanes are also present in this example. In our example, we use two trucks. Each has a front plow and a right wing plow. All lanes of the two at-grade roadways are 12 feet wide with 4-foot wide shoulders. Note that both roadways are essentially 3 lanes each direction with dedicated right turn lanes. Approaching the signalized intersection, the inside left through lanes become exclusive left turn lanes, but downstream of the intersection, they revert to through lanes.
In this example, truck number 1 begins pass 1-1 at point A, the main road near endpoint, in the center lane using the front plow angled right and right wing plow extended to cover part of the right lane. As it proceeds through the intersection at point E, it shifts to the left lane, then continues to the far end point, point B. Turning around, truck number 1 continues past 1-1 in the center lane of the opposite direction. At the intersection, point E, it turns right onto the crossroad left lane and continues to point C, the near end point. Following truck number 1 in formation, truck number 2 begins past 2-1 at point A in the right through lane with front plow angled right and right wing plow extended. It proceeds through the intersection, point E, and continues to point B in the far end point. Turning around, truck number 2 continues past 2-1 in the right through lane of the opposite direction. At the intersection, it shifts to the right turn lane, turns right onto the crossroad center lane, and continues to point C, the crossroad near endpoint. At point C, both trucks turn around, staying in formation, and continue past 1-1 and 2-1 in the opposite direction of the crossroad. Truck number 1 in the center lane and truck number 2 in the right lane with front plows angled right and right plows extended. At point C1, truck number 1 shifts to the center lane as it approaches the intersection. It shifts back to the left lane while crossing through the intersection, then continues in the left lane to point D, the crossroad's far end point. Truck number 2 continues past 2-1 in the right lane, proceeds across the intersection, and continues to point D. Both trucks turn around at point D and continue past 1-1 and 2-1 in the opposite direction. Truck number 1 in the center lane and truck number 2 in the right through lane. At the intersection, both trucks turn left in formation onto the main road. Truck number 1 in the left lane and truck number 2 in the center lane and continue to point A, the near end point. This completes passes 1-1 and 2-1. After turning around at point A, truck number 1 begins past 1-2 in the main road left through lane using only the front plow angled right. As it approaches the intersection, the left lane transitions to a dedicated left turn lane at point A1. Note that the left turn lane is now on the opposite side of the roadway. At the intersection, truck number 1 turns left onto the crossroad center lane and continues to the near end point, point C. Truck number 1 turns around and continues past 1-2 in the left lane of the opposite direction. At point C1, it enters the dedicated left turn lane. Note that the left turn lane is now on the opposite side of the roadway. It proceeds through the intersection and turns left into the main road center lane and continues to point B, the far end point. After turning around at point A, the main road near endpoint, truck number 2 proceeds in the right through lane, point A2, and begins past 2-2 in the right turn lane using only the front plow angled right. It turns at point A3 onto the crossroad right lane. At point D, the far end point, the truck turns around and continues past 2-2 to point D2. It shifts into the right turn lane, turns right at point D3, and continues in the main road right lane to point B. This completes passes 1-2 and 2-2. Truck number 1 turns around at point B, the the main road far endpoint, and begins past 1-3 using only the front plow angled right to point B1, the main road left turn lane. Note that the left turn lane is now on the opposite side of the roadway. At the intersection, it turns left into the crossroad center through lane and continues with the right wing plow extended. At point D, the crossroad far endpoint, truck number 1 turns around, tucks in the right wing plow, enters the opposite direction left turn lane at point D1. Note that the left turn lane is now on the opposite side of the roadway. At the intersection, it turns left into the main road center lane, extends the right wing plow, and continues to point A, the near endpoint. After turning around at point B, the main road far endpoint, truck number 2 begins past 2-3 in the right turn lane at point B2, using only the front plow angled right. At point B3, it turns right and continues past 2-3 in the crossroad right lane to point C, the crossroad near endpoint. Truck number 2 turns around and proceeds in the right lane of the crossroad opposite direction. Approaching the intersection, it shifts to the right turn lane, turns right, and continues plowing in the main road right lane to point A, the endpoint. This completes all passes.